We are here in the Old Republic. Let us introduce ourselves one at a time, shall we? And we're going to go left to right. So first, actually, let's go with a captain first, so right to left. Jack, introduce yourself and your character.
So I am Captain Jack Dibler, a smuggler with a heart of silver from Corellia. Because, you know, being a heart of gold and a smuggler doesn't really work when you take jobs from the huts. Currently, it looks like I'm the only mildly talky one out of a whole bunch of absolute combat monsters.
You'd be surprised.
I would be surprised. Very much so. And here is my second in charge.
Ah, now for your second in charge. And who's your second in charge? Astrid. Introduce yourself.
I'm the second in charge?
Yeah, apparently
actually,
you are.
that would be Rivek.
That would be this guy over here.
Oh, so now you
that would be me.
Okay, Nero.
Okay, now I feel bad.
Yeah, Nero, you introduce yourself next.
Well, name's Rivek. I'm the XO. That means that you do what I tell you to, or I make you hurt. Skipper let me ride with him after I got into some trouble with the hut. I shoot people for him now, and he lets me sleep in a bunk. I think that's pretty fair.
Seems like a fair deal, fair deal. Why are you exactly on his ship, by the way?
Don't like me much. Bump my head.
Why's that?
I beat up some kid I wasn't supposed to beat up. He beat me first, though.
Ah, that makes it fair. Yes, I see why. Huts are a bit sensitive like that.
Sure are, boss.
But yes, let's see. Next is Astrid.
Alright, I'm Astrid. I'm a Mandalorian. Hi, Astrid. Shut up, this isn't an AA meeting, you asshole.
Not yet, it isn't.
Not yet. But you've already got the booze, so... We're halfway there. So... I'm Astrid. I'm a Mandalorian and Jack's bodyguard. Essentially, I just really want to hit big things, and then bigger things, and then I just want to beat something up until it kills me. So, we'll see how that goes. I also really like jetpacks, and I want one.
That's a fair assessment. So far we have a human, a Mandalorian, and a... How do you pronounce a gank? I love how it's... I just wasn't sure. I thought it was... it's a gank. That's exactly what he's probably going to be doing.
Attacked by several ganks. Is that a gank?
No, that is a murder. They literally call a group of gangs a murder. Yeah.
It's a murder gang.
It's a murder
I
gang.
think we're gonna have to I think we're gonna have to revisit the Edgelord.
Look, if we ever come across any, you know, law enforcement individuals, just no one mention a gank-related killing.
Yeah.
Looks like this was a work of a gank. That's racist.
This would
Do you
be
have a
the work
gank
of local
nope.
ganks.
Nope, no, don't know anything about that.
And our next one is... That's you, Ava?
First off, let me start by apologizing. Because it's been so long, I actually forgot I'm the one recording. I probably should have popped all of your bios while you guys were talking, so just do that now, real quick, so people get
Explain yourself.
idea of who we're talking about
Fucking
and
amateurs.
I know, right?
Absolutely disgusting.
Just
Right.
such scrubs.
There we go. Now,
Mine's still the best one.
I'm Korax Khan, but you guys can call me Koro for short, because we're gonna be friends for a while. Well, till you kick me off the ship or something, I don't know. As for me, I was just chilling on my cute little desert world, which is called Uvan Free. Turns out it's a death world, but don't worry about the details. At some point, Captain Jack needed to make a quick pit stop here. Reasons are his own. So we kinda had a talk, I helped him out, and thanks to me, he got introduced to Eugen. So one thing led to another. I've always wanted to travel a bit, and he said he could always use a pair of hands to, you know, keep the ship in order and all that and safe. So, hey, what are you gonna do?
Fair enough. And next is our little blind fellow as well.
Well, I am called Curesh. I was once a member of the Jedi Order. Now I wander the galaxy, wherever the Force may take me.
Nice, simple, sweet. What are you doing on his ship then?
Well, I once encountered a Mandalorian called Astrid. It just so happened that we, well, had to fight our way out of a bar fight or die.
Ah, so a typical Mandalorian evening then. I see. And finally, let us see what Jack is playing today.
I am version 0.5 medical droid at your service. Please stand by for stim pack injection. This droid was won about 6 months ago in a Sabak game by Captain Jack. And he's been on the ship, for about 6 months. He seems to have some depression issues that he wants to work through, but he's there. He's there to heal the crew and serve them in any way possible.
Here to heal the crew, but not their feelings. I see.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going with Hitchhiker's Guide of like Great Depression or just slight depression?
Yeah.
You're just gonna mention the numbers all the time, yes?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Understood.
I love, by the way, how you picked Robert Mugabe for your voice.
Robo Mugabe, what?
Right, on the world of Raxus 3. A small world covered and littered in junk and parts. Above this world is a well-known junkyard, which probably a few of you have been to before. After all, this is the same place where your ship came from. Right now, you sit all together within a cantina. The sing-song voice of a Twi'lek up on the stage, lulling you into a nice, relaxed state. There are patrons around enjoying the evening. It's relatively quiet for a backwater place like this. There hasn't been a single blaster shot at least for an hour.
Question, is this a droid-friendly cantina, or do I have to wait outside?
No, the droids are welcome here. After all, this is a junk world. There are a few droids here and there. Mainly servants, but you get the idea.
Okay,
Besides,
B29's
you,
just stood by the table staring at the wall.
Besides, B2, when you
If
travel
anyone
around
talks shit about you, I'll punch.
Mandalorian and a Gank, every place tends to be quite droid-friendly.
Yeah.
And very quiet.
You insult my friends, I punch you repeatedly until you stop moving. Whether that be because you're knocked out or dead, I don't actually give a fuck.
Exactly.
Kipper says that one counts as people. I mean that I think you should apologize.
Exactly. When you guys walked in, no one even bothered to talk about your droid. They didn't even bother asking you questions. After all, when Mandalorian walks in along with a Gank, you don't tend to ask questions to those kind of people.
So, are we here to meet someone, or is this just us laying low in between jobs?
Right now you're weighing low, but you are waiting for communication to be able to get a job. As you're sitting around, enjoying your drinks, Jack, you get a small bleeping sensation. You can hear it from your little what was it, data thing?
Data pad.
That's
Right,
it.
I'm gonna sort of... Right,
I was about to say
it's time
hologram.
for action. Finish off my drink, make sure no one's peeking, and then I'll pop the communique up.
There in front of you, you see a familiar and beautiful face. A slim... yes, a slim, young Hutt, standing there, Ifo, the very person who sold your ship. You can just speak, how you doing?
Hey, what a hunger!
No, he speaks common. He's not speaking Huttese.
Sorry, I was very tempted.
Aggressively Huttese.
If you spoke your him Huttese, he's like, your accent is terrible.
Which has not stopped me all these years. Like, hey,
But-
Ben, how you doing?
Ah,
Someone
it is
told me he was
good.
going to have a job for me.
Ah, the Nero were informed. Yes, I do have a job for you. How do you feel about Nashada?
That depends. I look over across at the Gank and go, which part?
Ah, just the upper wards. Don't worry, you won't be going down into the slums. Presumably, that is.
Then I'm the man for the job.
He nods.
Transport?
Hmm? Oh, no.
Transport, is it a transport job?
He like shakes his head. He goes, oh, no. You have a certain job that requires your certain hunting skills. You see, my cousin, he is having a bit of a issue with a splicer there. Apparently, he is disrupting.
business.
Yes, he's disrupting his trade, so to speak, with his activities. I wish you to go and sort him out.
No witnesses?
Well, feel free to bring him in alive, or he has an accident. But of course, up to your discretion.
I'll just give like a brief look across the group, see if anyone looks like they want to raise some objections. I assume no one does.
Wait, that's the Gank doing that.
In case you wondered,
Yes.
Nero is sending me PMs while he does that. It's essentially how
Oh.
Han Solo can
Well-
understand.
Thanks for telling me
That's how
this.
this is.
Wow, even keeping it a secret from the GM.
But wait, Ganks can talk normally. What is he
Ganks
doing?
can talk normally.
But
That
this is
doesn't
more
mean they
fun.
do.
Oh, fair enough. Oh my god. I was so confused for a second there. But yes. The heart is like scratching under his chin. He's like, well.
I'll just give a nod across to Rivek and then go, you've got a deal. I assume you're going to beam us the information en route?
Yes, do not worry, my friend. It will come to you. Just hurry along to Nashadar. The longer you wait, the more time they have to play around.
Anything for an old friend. And then I disconnect the communication, finish the rest of my drink, turn to the group and go, right, we got our job, Astrid. Try and keep him alive if we can this time. It's more credit than alive.
Alright.
Captain Dibler, would you like me to go and fetch you another drink?
One or two for the road, it's yeah, we've got time.
Okay.
Then I'll lift myself up, dust myself off a little bit, and start heading back towards the ship.
Fair enough.
Before that, Cora actually
I'll
raises her
accompany.
hand to get your attention. Jack,
Oh?
a moment.
I mean, I'll sort of wait, sort of halfway on the way to the door. I assume you want to catch up and have a word while the rest of them are still moving.
Yeah, she finishes her drink and gets up from the table as well. So you can walk on together on the way back. So, not that I mind doing this work or anything, but do you think it's wise to accept it without even knowing who our target is?
Well, it doesn't matter about who our target is. It's knowing who the offer is.
Oh?
You've not been with us too long, but let's just say me and the Hut have a long history.
Well, I guess
Safe
you
to
do
say.
know him better, so I'll trust your judgment on this one.
I'd say she knows the rules this time. Okay, in which case, as we're heading up, Jack will give the order for you and the medical droid to open up the channels, and then I'll scan the information for anything we can find on the splicer on our way there. Which I essentially hope is you guys can give me some blue dice for assisting me since I've got it trained,
Yes, they may.
which is the mechanical effect.
Yes.
I mean, what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, they
If it-
get
like, if
one
it-
dice for each person who has at least 3 in it.
Stop being so needy,
But
Experta.
yes,
Somebody
you
wait.
had
Where?
this entire ship is of decent size, as you can see. the add-ons of both front parts, the 2 spires past the cockpit, and the 2 cargo holds are clear add-ons to the original ship. So, you got a good deal when you got this ship, despite its crappy condition when you first got it.
Not in crappy condition, it just has character.
If you say so, if you say so.
Look, she's
Pure
cute,
character.
okay?
Okay, pure character, pure character. But yes, now you're all within the ship, what will you be accomplishing? Would you be taking off Nar Shaddaa straight away, or...?
I'm going to get us into orbit, just while everyone's finishing up, and then I assume those 2 will be helping get us information for the mission, and I'll look over it with the 2 tasty blues.
Okay,
From
then.
the sounds of it, Astrid is checking that everything is nailed down and all secure. And
Yes.
Rivek looks to be relaxing.
I tell you what, would you make me a piloting role with 2 difficulty due to the picking up of the wind?
Okie dokie.
Oh crap, first row of the game!
This is where you completely crap and just crash your ship.
No, this is Adam.
I'm 1 with the
That would
force.
be hell of a start.
That's a crit, by the way.
Yeah, that is.
And
That's
that's a
good.
triumph.
Yeah, that's
And
the
the threat.
game's equivalent of a crit.
Yeah, and a threat. But yes,
Triumph
quite
of
good.
threat.
So, as normal, you've taken off in this kind of storm many times before. You set off into the sky. You can definitely hear something go, pong, like hit the hull, but you don't know what.
Character.
That's all you could hear. It's like the wind is bad today. Everybody
actually,
can hear
no,
it.
that isn't a threat, because the Triumph cancels out 1 failure and 1
It does it all.
threat.
It does it automatically because you can see you got 2 threats, but one's cancelled out due to your.
No, because 1 got cancelled out due to the advantage, and
Oh,
the other
so it
one
doesn't
look like is included in the macro.
So it doesn't. So it doesn't automatically get rid of it.
I would
Alright.
change that, but I didn't make the macro, so just
Yeah.
everyone keep that in mind in future.
But yes, when you can definitely hear it, everybody can hear it when something hits the front spire and rolls all the way back to this point. But then it gets off. If the wind clearly picks something up.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Probably
gonna
just-
have to fix that later.
Oh, we'll worry about that when we land. Probably just a piece of another ship.
Or a piece of our boat.
Nah, this old girl wouldn't fall apart on me. I lovingly pat the controls as I guide her into orbit.
You easily go off into orbit. Taking off into a nice stable orbit, would you also give me a roll for your little underground searching, since you are now getting the information for the splicer?
So, assuming that diff 2,
Yes, it's difficult too, that's normal, but you just get 2 blue dice for the help for the
yeah,
other 2.
so assuming that while I was taking off, Tizza and the have been
Yes, been doing basic
Yeah.
reconnaissance.
B29's walked over to one of the panels and is helping Captain Jack out with the research.
Very
Well,
good.
So is Teaser. Damn, son.
I know,
Wow,
it's
like,
him.
Those fucking blues, like what the hell, man?
Yeah, I'm 1 with the Force, guys. You might not have known it. The Force is with me.
Well, you know, the Force is with you, but you don't believe in the Force. The Force, it's just luck, you know?
No, I'm just lucky.
Exactly. You luckily stumbled across this
No,
information.
I assume he believes in the Force, but like it has nothing to do with him.
You find out that whoever's attacking the Heart's spice operations, you find out what exactly is he attacking, which may or may not be good, depending on who finds out what you found out. But you find out it's one Rick Femmer. Apparently he is some sort of splicer jockey, you know, small time thing, stealing from a few credits from a credit stick, that sort of thing. But he's really stepped up suddenly.
And you don't step up and steal against a hut unless you have some powerful backers.
That's a good thing to assume.
Means we should probably try and do this quietly.
I reckon it's another hut. Only one who messes with the heart of a hut.
Exactly.
Not necessarily true.
Well, the only one who messes with a hut and hopes he can win is another hut.
I don't
The
think we're
Empire.
very good at doing things quietly.
Okay.
Yes, we are so stealthy.
But yes, you have discovered some important information. Is there any specific information you were looking for?
So I know his name, right? I want to look for if he's got known associates or a like a base of operations type. If I can't narrow down exactly where he lives, see if I can get a rough area of it.
According to this, he has a rather fondness for a certain waitress, and also, but the problem is that it doesn't seem like the information's there anymore. In fact, that's pretty suspicious to your eyes, since the information should be there.
Which means he's covering his tracks.
But yes, I am in charge of keeping all of you safe and happy. So I'ma do my job.
Oh. Hi, Astrid. You need some
Nero,
food,
I'm
you
saving
hungry?
this for later.
Oh no, I was just checking up on you lot, seeing if you's doing okay.
Yeah, we're looking for the red couch. Have you seen it?
The red couch.
Yeah, the one you put a blaster mark in.
Oh yeah, I remember that. No, I don't know where it is. I'll keep an eye out for it though.
Yeah, Skipper says he wants the red couch in the common room. I think he'll like that couch, I don't know. He likes
I'll
the
look through
strangest
storage.
things.
And if we don't got a red couch, I'll figure some way out to get one. Already planning the most violent way to get a red couch, including getting a white couch and then just killing a lot of people.
Suddenly, over the ship's comms. This is your captain speaking. We're coming out of hyperspace in T-minus 5 minutes. Everyone keep sure everything's bolted down.
I'll double
Exo,
check.
if you'd come to the deck for me.
I'm just gonna walk onto the deck then, Captain. Or Skipper.
Right.
One of these days, I wish he'd put out the money to fix the inertial dampness.
We ain't got money for that.
Oh,
But
that's
I'll,
just like Teaser making a remark like in the common room.
It's
Good
Yeah,
morning,
it's
dog.
character.
It's like goddamn it! Stop buying like fucking gambling things. Fix your damn ship.
when Rivek's joined me in the cockpit, I'll turn to him and go. You're familiar with Nar Shaddaa, I don't have to do the rules, right?
Nope.
Keep an eye on the others.
Yep.
Especially the new one.
Somebody is taking their job
Yep.
literally right now.
Right. So, as you feel the ship starting to slow down, it's not as sudden a jolt as taking off into hyperspace. It's more of a... I think that's Sibby. But yeah, it's more of a rapid decline in speed, as soon you arrive at the glistening planets of Nar Shaddaa.
Besides, who needs inertial dampeners when I'm always strapped in when we do the changes in speed?
Exactly.
Yeah, Experta just stopped sitting in the middle of the storage bay like an asshole.
I was meditating there, also making sure the engines are fine.
Yeah, but you see, Experta, I don't have to, but maybe I just want to.
Still looks like an overgrown slug to me, Skipper.
The moon of Nar Shaddaa hanging above a beautiful quote-unquote planet of Nauhata.
An old swampy wasteland filled with nuclear radiation.
Yes, but it's a bright nuclear wasteland.
And I'm not a Hutt.
Yes.
It's totally not glowing because of nuclear radiation or something.
No one really goes down to Nauhata apart from the Hutts and maybe a few more brave races. Nar Shaddaa is more of a trading port.
Like Coruscant, but for my kind of people.
Essentially. So, as you start flying in past the trade lanes, you see many ships heading towards, as is the norm for Nar Shaddaa. Would you like to fly on in? Is there anybody you would like to contact first in order to arrange your hangar space?
Yeah, I'd like to contact
Short
landing
break,
info.
we kind of went overboard.
Huh?
Give me a
What?
sec. You want me to cut the parts, right? Give me a sec.
All you have to do
Okay.
is cut them out my knowledge. Don't stop the game for it. But yes.
Like, what the fuck? Then there is gonna be a drop. Whatever. There we go. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna get on the comms and beam up Clan Efo. They should have a hangar somewhere near the top layer.
Efo. Oh, you mean Keta. Because
Yeah.
Efo's the actual first name of the one you're
That's
in debt
the way
to.
round.
Yeah.
I can't remember which was Huts.
But yes.
That's gonna
You
get
need
to
to
the
stop
Clan
messing
Cater.
that up, Kid Skipper, or they're gonna start disliking you.
As soon as you get on the horn, you hear a squeaky voice going, "Yes, what do you want?"
In here doing a job for Efo. Need to land.
Fine, we'll get you a hanger. I heard of you. We'll be right back. He doesn't even turn off a thing as you hear stomping away. 5 seconds later, stomping back. Right, sending you coordinates for a landing pad. Make sure you
Much
don't land on it
appreciated.
too hard. You may go through it. With that, you just click and off. Apparently, not exactly the most welcoming of committees.
They don't like you very much, Skipper.
Think he's a Gamorrean.
Probably.
They never liked me much.
I didn't think that a lot of people liked you. The Sith don't like you nothing either.
You mean winning smile like mine?
Yeah. What about that one girl you tried to date? Didn't go so well.
Well, that's because she was working for a rival clan. That weren't my fault.
To be fair, you did know about that before you tried to stick it in her,
Well, I never said I didn't like a challenge.
I suppose.
That's
What
what's
about the
gliding down
both
into the
arms?
hangar.
Yeah.
Just casual conversation.
Just casual conversation as, yeah, well, I just had to, you know. By the way, you say
Look,
girl.
I'm not saying I wasn't wrong.
You did mention race, so all I can imagine is a hut girl.
No, he said a shiz. That was
Oh,
the thing.
okay. Thank God for
You know,
that.
the red eyes.
Oh, Chiss? Well, I mean, they're supposed to be really beautiful.
Well, yeah,
Full blue.
but they don't like the Skipper much.
If you don't mind the blue skin and red eyes.
But yes, you start heading down into the Nashadar, a bright metropolis and rather ramshackled place. But yes, soon you find a landing pad, just as was directed. It's jutting out from one of the buildings. Doesn't look all that stable, but it does look like it can hold your ship at least. They're definitely not something heavier like a cargo transport.
I'll feather it gently.
Do you want to make a flight check to see how gently?
Sure. Diff 2?
In Diff 1, it is a wide landing pad, it's not that rickety.
Okay.
It's
I'm
not-
just gonna ask that every time I make a check, just because
Yeah.
2 is default, so
Of course.
get used to it.
As you land, you feel like your ship's leaning a bit. In fact, you are sure because the drink you had in front of you is now sliding across the desk to the right.
I'm gonna reach out and grab his drink so it doesn't fall on the floor.
Nah, that's good.
Much appreciated, Exo. As I say, with both hands still locked to the wheel as I try and right us slightly.
You fire the retros in order to right yourself, and you hear what sounds like the sound of ripping metal as you a bit more over, and you're perfectly stable.
You can just see me like visibly wince as I hear the sound of that, and under my breath, that better be theirs, not ours. Something mumble about expenses as I make sure everything's done and flick off the last docking clamps.
But yes, you're all now within Nashadar. Well, the landing pad at the very least. You can hear the sounds of the city in the distance. Blaster bolts, gambling, cheer, and some more assorted sounds. But overall, there could be worse places than Nashadar.
Dude, are you seeing this?
Come on, T-Rex! Fuck you,
Get
bitch!
on the buildings, collateral damage.
Fuck collateral damage, I'm an giant ass robot!